press on Control 0, as you can see, it already started counting down. If I press again, okay, something in the state may need to be updated, but I'm very satisfied of how it ended up so far. Now, if I press Control 1, as you can see, it resets. And if I go back to my script and update this to, let me call it here, if I update to 25 and total cycles to 5, it's automatically updating. This is how you can create even a countdown timer with basic toggle features. I will leave in the description a link to the repo for this timer. Who knows? You're probably going to use it. It's very easy to change the style. As I already shown you, all you have to do is go here in the style and update the colors, update the width, the heights. You can play with the script itself, but that's pretty much how you create a Pomodoro timer. Hello everyone and welcome back. A lot of you asked me how I ended up into coding. Well, it all started back in 2010. I was in high school at mathematics and informatics. I started programming with free Pascal. I don't know how many of you will remember that blue and black screen, depending if you had the free Pascal or Turbo Pascal. Anyways, that's where it started. Then we move on to C, and later on I ended up starting learning PHP and HTML, all that things to create websites. Well, until then there was a long road. I started watching streams on YouTube, and I ended up watching some streams from Asmongold. He was playing World of Warcraft. He really made me get into World of Warcraft. I was getting boring. I was getting bored after a while playing the game, and I ended up creating my own private server. And of course, the World of Warcraft private servers were using some emulation stuff, and most of them I ended up using Trinity Core, but most of them were built using C++. And there's where I started learning C++. I really like that, but there was a problem for the websites, because of course the players had to had to log in, create an account through the website, and then they would be able to log in the game. You could only find a couple websites back then. It was I think Acer CMS, or how it was called before the Fusion was created over CodeIgniter and so on and so forth. However, those were all open source, and of course all the backdoors were exploitable through all the servers. So I ended up creating my own websites, starting from some plain HTML and PHP. Of course, all my websites back then were a very easy SQL injectable. It was a complete mess, but I wasn't giving up. I kept the server alive for 10 years. I passed the server to other person back in 2023, if I remember well. And he continues with it, but I moved on creating stuff for streamers back in 2019. Um, and as you can already see, I'm using Lua to create Pomodoro state timer. Uh, I saw that a couple days ago in OBS project forum, and I said, why not give it a try to create something even better than what I could find on OBS project forum. If you don't know what the Pomodoro timer is, it's a time management method developed by a guy. His name Francesco Cirillo or something like that. An Italian guy. I mean, you can deduct that from the name. It's Pomodoro. It's some tomato sauce, if I remember well. So it's back in 70s or 90s, 80s, something like that. Uh, Basically, it's a timer that you set up to prevent the burnout by breaking your workday into short cycles, short intervals, where you are working, then have a break, then start the new cycle, and so on and so forth. What I want to do in this video is create such a timer. That way that you can control it through a Lua script in OBS Studio. And to make it look nice, I will use a SVG to create that nice circle, and some JavaScript to update the state. And I want to use a WebSocket trick to be able to control using it using hotkeys. It will basically update text GDI, an invisible text GDI. Then the script will read the data through the WebSocket from the text GDI. That will make the script update automatically based on what you are setting in the Lua. So I already started creating, and for that I need a couple of variables. So let's set the minutes, but by default I want to set a cycle to 25 minutes. Then I will need the total cycles. I set 4 by default. Current cycle. Oh my god! I just bought a new keyboard, and it's very hard getting used to it. I really recommend the Keychron. It's really nice. It's a really nice keyboard. Okay. Let's store the time lapse as well, and I also want to be able to toggle the state. For that, let's set the running variable and set it to false. By default, I don't want my script to start the countdown right when I open OBS Studio. So I also need some store variables for the hotkeys. So hotkey ID toggle. This will store the key for the toggling to play and pause the timer. Let's set it by default to OBS invalid hotkey ID. These are all extracted from the OBS API. Okay, and I need another one for the reset. So hotkey ID reset equals obs invalid hotkey ID. Okay, now I'm gonna create a function that builds the state JSON. Okay, this is basically building the string that will be stored in my text GDI. I will even open OBS Studio now. Let's save this. Okay. Let's hide this doc for now. Let's go to the scripts. Okay. Let me grab the new Lua script. Okay. And of course, right now it's giving an error because it's missing a lot of requirements for to make it running. And I was really caught up with C++ and I forgot the Lua. It's only using function and then here I will return string.format. Okay, so I'll need the minutes. If you don't know, this is how you replace parameters in a string in Lua. Okay, we need the cycles and like this. Probably I don't even need to leave any space here. Right. Okay, so we need cycles. We need the current cycle. Okay. Time left. And we also need the running parameter. Oh my God. Running. Okay. Now let's move on. Let's move this on a new line. Just make it easier to read. And there we go. Now we just grab the parameters that we need to replace. So minutes, total cycles, current cycle. So yeah, that's how I ended up programming. Today you are looking at streamer on YouTube, then you end up creating your own server, then you end up creating stuff for your streamers. Easy like this. Okay, now we need the function to update the text source. Update text source. I know I'm very original with writing function names. OBS get source by name. I will use source by name because I forgot the source by ID method signature, so I'll just I'll just go with this one because I used it in my previous plugins and I know how it works. Okay. Now let's check if the source exists. So equals equal nil. Then OBS script log obs.log warning. Okay, source not found. And let's also paste the source name here. So it's just for debug. Okay, then we return and this if. And if we have the source, then we just write local settings equals obs data create. Okay, obs data set string. This is basically how we set various settings in OBS Studio. So we grab the settings that we already have and we just inject other settings in it. So with this type text and build state JSON. Seriously. Okay. Now obs source update source settings and obs data release settings. Source. So basically, this is the complete cycle for updating the source. Now, what I can actually let's just write the entire stuff, and we'll test then later. Let's just try update text source. Okay, close this. Reload. Of course, we are getting the error that the Pomodoro state is not found. So for that, let's just create text GDI. Okay. And now let's go back. Sweet. At least. No, actually, what we have here at end field OBS date set. Ah, okay. So I mistyped here. It's data, not date. Okay. It should now work. Function data set string. Okay, let's see again. Settings, just build state JSON. Ah, yeah. I call this as a parameter instead of function. Okay. Let's try again. And another error. Bad argument 6 for number respective got string. What? Ah, yeah. Force here is Boolean. There we go. Let's try again. And that's clear. Get update, get source update and nil value. Okay, so we have the settings, we have the source by source name. Okay, something it's not. That's strange. Let's create the script properties so I can test it better. Let's give it a description first. Function script description. Okay, return. Let's set the Pomodoro timer for OBS. Okay, now just set the properties. Script properties. Okay, now let's get the local props equals okay. So I need a text. This will be the source name. The label will be state text source name. Okay. And I need two integers here. Okay, so I need minutes and cycles. Here, total minutes and okay. 180 and 1, 1, actually 50 and 1. Okay, let's return the props. And let's set the defaults. This will be the default text GDI for for keeping the state alive. Okay, and we need the integers. Settings, okay, we just copy this. And instead of this, we have 25 and 4. Okay, let's see if this fixed the error. For custom defaults, set default string. Oh yeah, my bad. Here I had to use the settings, object, not a string. Okay, let's try again. Sweet. Now we have our control panel. Now I just need to wire the events. And for that, let's create a reset timer state. Running equals false. Current cycle it's 0. Time left it's minutes multiplied by 16 because yeah, everything works in seconds. And after this, we need to update the. I found the error. It's update, not update. Okay. Update text source. Let's just try again now that we fixed that error, and now it should update the. Okay, update a nil value. So in my source update, something in the settings may not be defined yet. Let's continue then. We also need a function tick. This is basically updating the whole thing every second. Let's set end here. If not running, then return. And so basically, of course, I don't have Lua. So if it's not running, we just return everything because we don't want to tick. Time left, it's of course time left -1. There we go. If now we have to set the cycles. So if time left it's lower equal to 0, then and this we need the current cycle incremented, so current cycle +1. If current cycle it's lower than total cycles, then time left equals minutes multiplied by 16. Otherwise, time left it's 0 and running it's false. and this one. So what we basically do here, we check if the cycles are complete. Otherwise, we increment the cycle. If not, then we just continue incrementing the cycles. Okay, I think it's like this. And I think I missed. So, no, actually, it's like this. And these guys are inside. Okay. It's just my OCD. And we also need to update the text source. Good. Now let's wire the hotkeys. So function on toggle. Okay, if not pressed, then return. If current cycle is higher than total cycles, then current cycle equals 0. Time left equal minutes multiplied by 16, and running it's true. And we also update the text source. Return. Okay. Then if time left is lower or equal to 0, then time left equals minutes multiplied by 16. Then we end this. And by the end, we set running equals not running. And we update the text source. So basically, here when we press the hotkey to play or pause, it will just switch the running state of the plugin, of the script. Good. Now we also need a reset. So function on reset. Again, pressed. That means we press the hotkeys. We can just copy paste this. And we just call reset timer state. Okay, we have the reset timer state here, and all it's good. Now, let's see if we still have that error in OBS Studio. There we go, no error, because we have to load and unload the script. So let's go back here and create a function to update. So function script update, and we need to pass the settings. So source name equals obs data get string settings source name. And then minutes equal obs data get int. We called that settings. We just get the minutes. And total cycles equals OBS dot OBS data get int. From settings, we get the cycles. Okay. Now here, if not running, then current cycle equals 0, and the time left it's minutes. Multiplied by 16. And then, of course, update the text source. Sweet. Now, let's load everything. So, and we need a function script load. Here we need to pass the settings again. And this. Good. Now, hotkey ID toggle equals OBS dot OBS hotkey register front end. And we bind it to Pomodoro toggle. Okay. Pomodoro toggle. Let's give it a description. Toggle timer. And this will do on toggle. It will wire on toggle. Okay, oops, too many. And here we need the reset. Pomodoro reset. Reset timer, and this will trigger the on reset. Okay, now local toggle array OBS dot data get array. Okay. OBS dot OBS hotkey loads. Okay, the toggle array. Okay, and OBS dot OBS data array release. Toggle array. All right, I can just copy paste this and do the same for the reset. So reset. Okay. Now we'll start the tick here. So timer add tick, and we do that every second. Okay, minutes equals. We can just grab them from here. Okay, minutes. Source name. We can just grab it from here. It's pretty much the same thing. And here, reset timer states. Okay. Now I also need a script save function, script save. Okay. It's OBS dot OBS hotkey save hotkey ID toggle. Okay, so this will be used when saving the data, so it will persist on OBS Studio reset. Okay, let's just set this to reset. Okay, and now after we loaded the script here, we also need to unload it. So function script unloads. So when we close OBS Studio, we just want to terminate the timer. So timer remove. There we go. So I think I didn't miss anything. It now would work just expected. So come on. Let me just copy paste it. Fail to call script update for OBS Lua Script. Get source update on nil. What? So we have the source. Actually, let's just delete. Might be a problem from OBS Studio. Just let me. Of course, it crashed. Let's try again. So I have this and I have this. And if I update, of course, sorry. I was looking into the API and I just realized I was using a wrong method there. Now let me refresh this. Failed to call script update for OBS Lua Script update. Actually, let me just grab everything from the API and then we'll adjust if needed. I think I had an issue here in get source by name, most likely. And yeah, that was the problem. It now seems to be working just fine. Okay, now I can just hide this, move it anywhere. I only need this this source to keep the state of my timer. And now here, let's create a new file and call it. I actually have to save it first. Save as. Just call it pomodoro.html. Okay. Now, as I said, I will use SVG. So let's make it nice first. HTML. All right. So let's create a container. We'll style everything later. So now let's create the SVG view box. I will make it 0, 0, and 300 pixels to create a nice rounded countdown timer. And for that, I will need a first circle of class BG. So basically, this is what you will see when the timer is not filled up. Let's make CX equals 115, CI 150, and radius of 120. We do the same here, but the class will be progress. And I also need to give an ID because this is what we are going to update using JavaScript. So let's just make it prog. That's pretty much it for the timer. Now, if I refresh, we should already be able to see. Let me just load it. Let me go to my projects. Where I save that? Okay. And now, of course, you are not going to be able to see anything because we need to style a little bit. And yeah, let's style the container. Okay. Whenever I create a new project, I like to set up the style for my body first. So margins 0, padding. Basically, writing reset base style. So we need a transparent background because we are using it in OBS Studio. Display, let's set it to flex because we want to keep everything in the middle of the screen. So justify content center, align item center, height 100 VH because we want the entire height of the screen. Font family, we'll just set the default. Let's go with the Gothic. Okay, and color, of course, we want to be white. There we go. Now let's also style the container. Okay, we need a relative position because we are going to put some statistics over the SVG, and we are going to position them absolutely. So with 300, height 300 pixels. And for the SVG, with 100%, height 100%, and transform, of course, we set to rotate minus 19 degrees, just to have that timer animation. Okay, now let's style the background. Fill none, stroke, give it a nice gray. Okay, and stroke width we want 14. Okay, and for the progress, same thing, fill none, stroke FF4757, I think. Or 7. Yeah, that's it. Okay, stroke width 14. Stroke line cap 754. Stroke offset 754. And transition stroke dash offset 0.25 seconds linear. Okay, and now if I go back to OBS Studio and refresh, we already have the nice rounded timer. Okay, now we can start building the script. And for that, we just go here, open a script. Actually, just let me grab the WebSocket JS for the OBS Studio. And there we go. And now let's build it. So let's wire up the OBS WebSocket. OBS WebSocket. Here we defined what source we are reading from, and that will be Pomodoro state. Const two multiplied by math.py multiplied by 120. This is going to be the radius of the timer circle. Okay, let's define the state just like we send it from the text GDI. So we have minutes 25, cycles we have 4, cycle starting cycle is 0, time left it's a complete 25 minutes, and running is false. Okay, now we need a function to format timer. Right, sorry, I was having a phone call. Okay, let's continue. So, const seconds, post math dot maximum 0, number seconds. Otherwise, we just set to 0. This is just basic mathematics, so I try to just run really quick through them. Okay. Let's update display. Means otherwise we set 1 and then we multiply by 16. Then we need the time left. What the hell? Okay, but here I was missing the. Let's create the. Um, I need this status just to make sure that our WebSocket is connected with OBS Studio. Okay, now let's just continue with building the timer. Actually, let's just do it like this. So cycles, status, and here let's just format a text like this, cycle of state.cycles, and the status will be state.running. Oops. Or post. Okay. Now let's update the circles. So prog dot style dot stroke dash array. Let's set this to circumference, and stroke dash offset dash offset. We'll just set it to dash offset. Okay. Now let's create the helper to connect to OBS Studio. So connect OBS. And here we'll do a try catch. We'll catch the error later on, but here we just await OBS.connect. Actually, I'll just copy paste the whole function. Okay. Basically, this is the general method to connect to OBS Studio through this OBS WebSocket.js. Okay. And here, all we have to do is update the display, then connect to OBS. Okay, and we are missing one more key feature, function actually. It's asynchronous, the fetch state from OBS. Sync function. I hate you, Visual Code. Sometimes I really hate all these automatic code updates. So again, here a try and catch. Okay, const result equals await OBS dot call. So we need to get input settings, and we are going to send the input name, state source. Okay. Input dot text. Otherwise, we are going to fall back to text value for the newer versions of OBS Studio. Otherwise, we just send an empty string. Okay, so if not text, then we are going to return. Otherwise, it's a JSON.parse the text, because we are expecting the text GDI to contain this JSON formatted text. So our state then becomes, let's just copy paste this. Oops. Okay, so for minutes, we just set the number, parsed that minutes. Otherwise, we fall back to, oops, we fall back to 25. Same thing for the cycles, same thing for the cycle, for the time left, and here it's probably the easiest one, not parsed dot running. Okay, cycles, cycle for 0, time left, we can just set it to 0. And once we have all this, we just update the display, and then we can catch the error. So console log the error. Okay, that's pretty much it. Now, actually, let's give a style for the text wrapper. So dot text. So I said we are going to position this absolute in set 0, display force flex, flex direction plumb, justify content center, and align items center. Okay. Let's give the time a different style. So font size 3 rem, we want it bigger, and font weight, I think 900. Okay, for the cycles, font size 3 rem. Probably let's give a margin top of 6 pixels. Font size 1, and opacity, set it to 0.9. And just copy this for the status. Okay, so the status will be with the margin top of 4 pixels, font size 0.9 rem, and opacity 75. It's pretty much it. Now to test this thing, we go back to OBS Studio. Let's refresh this, and as you can see, it's already working. It's looking very clean, but we need one more step here. So we need to enable the WebSocket server and throw connect info. Okay. Now let's copy this, go back to the script and place it here. And also copy the password. There we go. Okay, hit apply. Okay. So right now OBS connection failed, but if I go to the script, refresh, and also refresh here, now we can see it's paused. Okay, now let's just go to settings, hotkeys, and we have the Pomodoro hotkey settings. I will set the toggle to control 0 and reset to control 1. Okay, and now if I press on control 0, as you can see, it already started counting down. If I press again, okay, something in the state may need to be updated, but I'm very satisfied of how it ended up so far. Now if I press Control 1, as you can see, it resets. And if I go back to my script and update this to, move it here, if I update to 25 and total cycles to 5, it's automatically updating. This is how you can create even a countdown timer with basic toggle features. I will leave in the description a link to the repo for this timer. Who knows? You're probably going to use it. It's very easy to change the style. As I already shown you, all you have to do is go here in the style and update the colors, update the width, the height. You can play with the script itself, but that's pretty much how you create a Pomodoro timer. So if you want to be more productive and don't overwhelm yourself and not overexhaust, this timer it's the perfect thing you can use for even for your live stream. So if you're doing um, live streaming for several hours, it's uh, better to have some free time. So this Pomodoro timer can help you organize all the things in your stream. So hope you enjoyed this coding session and you learned some things about Lua, JavaScript, and HTML. And if you want to see more videos like just like this one, subscribe to my channel. Again, this is I think the third stream where I turn on my camera. I'm trying to get used to the streaming stuff. And please, if you enjoyed, again, I'm repeating myself so much. Sorry. Subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below. Share this video on your groups, and see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.